What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Football Manager Save. This is episode number 62. And today returning with two battles on the south coast. I just face Southampton away and Brighton at home in the FA Cup 4th round. Before we get to the games though, chat what we've been getting on off camera. And buckle up, 'cause it's a long run off camera. Yeah, 9 games on the back of our 1-0 loss to Spurs in the Carabao quarter-final and our 1-0 victory on Manchester United. And as you can see, normally I'll always say, it's been a mixed run of form. But you know what, it's been pretty decent to be fair. Only the one loss in 9, 3 draws, but the others were wins. So we began with a 3-3 draw home to Newcastle though, but I was so frustrated after this game. Magpies really struggling this year, and we absolutely bottled this. We were 3-1 up in 38 minutes. We scored 3 goals in 6 minutes. Lautaro Soria bagged a brace, and Araujo got one against his former club. But in between that, Curtis Jones netted from the spot. Don't be doing that, girl. This is a family-friendly show. But with 16 minutes to go, I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to cut it. But with 16 minutes to go, we bottled it. Denzel Dumfries, the former Inter Milan right back, got the Magpies back in the game. And there were 3 minutes to go. Isak broke the offside trap and netted in a level in a 3-3 draw as we absolutely blew it like Curtis Jones did from 12 yards. But still, following that, I'll move on now. Following that, we got a 1-0 victory away at Carrow Road against Norwich. Alex Scott scored a sensational goal from 25 yards. Man's turned into a goal scorer. It's only taken him 7 years in a 1-0 victory, and then after that 2-1 victory at home to Wolves. Araujo's first goal in this game was so nice. Now I've actually I think it was the trait likes to lob keeper that I managed to get him to learn as soon as he signed for us basically. And he certainly did for the first goal. What a chip. It's like Eric Cantona all those years ago. Amazing. Battery scored our second. And whilst Wolves grabbed a consolation, it's all it proved to be. But following that, our first and only loss in the run off camera. 2 defeat away in North London against Spurs. Alexis Mac Allister, former Brighton man, with the opener. Quezada scored a lovely goal to level it for us a few minutes later. But Gabia scored Spurs' second as they got back in front. Quezada went down late in that game as well. And he's been injured ever since then, only just came back and not really fit enough to play so far, a full 90 minutes. Following that, goalless draw at home to Chelsea, and then after that, a 3-1 victory against Sunderland in the FA Cup 3rd round, so through to the 4th round, where today we'll take on Brighton Hove Albion, right now top of the championship. Could see this being a cup set, but yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. And after that, goalless draw against Manchester United. So just a 1 win in 4. Although, to be fair, this felt like a win. McTominay red carded 22 minutes in a return to Old Trafford. Georgie saved a penalty after Bruno Fernandes chipped it straight to him like a mug. And we held on for a credible goalless draw with 10 men for most of the game. That was a really good result for us there. But after 1 win in 4, we bounced back with 3 wins on the trot. First 2-0 victory against Vitesse in the Europa League phase. And a 4-2 win away at Vicarage Road against Watford. Garang Kowal netting all 4. This guy is one of the streakiest goal scorers I've ever had. Yeah, he'll get you 4 goals against Watford. Yeah, he'll get you 3 goals against Sunderland. Yeah, he'll get you 2 goals against Aston Villa or whatever. But ask this guy to pick it up in the big games, and he just goes missing. But he got all 4 goals here against Watford in a 4-2 victory. And our final game was the final game of the Europa League phase, which we won comfortably by 5-0 against Slovan Bratislava. So, decent run to be fair. Decent run. Just a 1 defeat away against Spurs. But again, the familiar feeling with Bournemouth is this. You know, we can beat your Watfords, we can beat your Wolveses, we can beat your Norwiches, but we can't beat the big teams. And that is why we're still not in a top 4 place. Right now, 7th place in the table, 12 games to go. Now, we do have a game in hand on quite a few teams around us, though Arsenal have a game in hand on us in 36 points right now. I keep thinking at some point they're going to go on a run. Hasn't happened yet, but there's still 13 games to go for them. But even so, we're in 7th place right now. But it is, to be fair, incredibly tight. Liverpool leading the way. These 3 teams have been the best teams in England in the save so far. So I expect them to gain the separation on all of us below right now and pull away as the top 3 going for the title. But Spurs have got 47 points in 4th. And then there's 3 teams on 46. Chelsea, Aston Villa, and us with a game in hand as well. Wolves aren't too far behind. Neither are Leeds or Arsenal or Everton as well. But really, I think these teams here have the best chance of finishing in 4th. If we win our game in hand and Spurs fail to match our result, we'll be in the top 4. The question is, and it's always been the question, can we be consistent enough to deliver on that and finish in the top 4? Is this the year? And also as well, Europa League phase. After winning 7 of our 8 games, we finished second in the league, and that means that we get the bye, we avoid the play-in round, and we'll be going straight through to the last 16 of the competition. So, yep, really pleased to avoid that playoff there. And in terms of transfers, nothing to report here in the January window. We're going to lose a young Romanian fullback on a free transfer. I forgot to extend his deal. He actually looks pretty solid, to be fair, so I'm pretty gutted about that. He's going to join Nuremberg on a free transfer, but fair enough. And other than that, nothing really. Schalke put in a bit of a small comb, obviously turned it down because he's developed quite well, to be fair. He's still, I don't think he's ever going to become like an elite left back that I thought he might possibly turn into, but I threw him in at the deep end, and to be fair to the kid, he swum. Like, he did swim. Okay, fair enough, he's not been amazing, but for a young left back at just turned 21 years old, he's done pretty well, to be fair, since coming in. And of course, come the end of the year, he'll be homegrown and trained. And we have sold one player, just a young goalkeeper that we had through the academy from season 1. I think it was season 1 when he came in, or no, season 2. Sorry, season 2 when he came in. But he's gone to Hull. There's a 50% sell-on clause, but really, I don't see him developing into anything noteworthy. So that's it. Nothing really over to show you. No deals have really become available for deals in January. And I will say this. Now, if you remember at the start of the season, I was going to sign this guy, this young Croatian. I agreed a deal. He'd accepted a contract, but I wasn't sure to bring him in or not. In the end, I decided to turn it down because I thought I'd rather keep the £8 million. I regret that. I regret pulling out of this signing because Man City decided to sign him for £5.75 million, and my scout said only sign him as our last resort, but I don't know why. He looks so good. In the end, I trusted the scout and said, you know what, we've got enough depth here, especially at CM. But get the ball with either foot, amazing vision, fantastic technique. I don't know, I think I bottled that one. I probably should have just signed him, really. Instead, he's gone to Man City. And no, my luck, he'll develop into the next Luka Modric. Anyway, first game, it is indeed the Saints away at St Mary's. And again, a win in this game, and Spurs failing to match our result on Wednesday. Come on, you Gunners. Will see us in the top 4 with 11 games to go. Like I said, the question is, can we be consistent? So in the run of camera, I have been tweaking things tactically. Right now in the injury report, though, Gaza is still down with that broken ankle. Again, we're not going to see him again for another, I'd say, month or two. Absolutely gutting David Gaza, man. What a great young centre half. That injury has really seen him stunt in his development there, but he was so done, and we won't see him again for a while. McTominay still suspended after the cynical red card. And to be fair, we've had quite a lot of injuries as well this season. This has been our most injury-plagued season to save so far. Urisevic has only just come back. Gazada literally only played 10 minutes in that game on Thursday night. This is his first start since the injury against Chelsea. Against Spurs. And tactically, I have changed a few things off camera. I've taken off the work the boys the box instruction. I like that on for a higher quality of chance, but sometimes when you are too neat and intricate, you really surrender good opportunities where you're looking for great opportunities. So I've taken that off. We're now playing a much shorter passing directness and playing the ball straight to feet. We're now passing into space again to capitalise on the pace we've got, and also with our defensive line as well. We pushed up to higher, and we're still triggering our press much more often as well. So yeah, little tweaks here and there off camera, but for the most part we remain the same. Oh, as well, and I've taken out a box-to-box midfielder as well. I feel as though I was just having too many players in the middle chasing shadows with the ball in the midfield and the box-to-box. I've now taken out a box-to-box, and we're now playing a deep line playmaker and an advanced playmaker. Occasionally, I'll play 2 deep line playmakers, but for now, we've got a deep line playmaker and an advanced playmaker. No more box-to-box in this team. But anyway, this is our team. George Gingal back for a small comb, Mia Drab, Mascara and Arrows with Radulovic, Urisevic and Scott through the middle. Kazada first starts this injury on the left, Sucic on the right, and Kawhi up top. By the way, Luka Sucic, Man City put in a massive bid of over £70 million for him. I turned it down. I said, I'll let you go if we qualify for the Champions League. I made that promise. So, if we don't qualify for the Champions League, Sucic will go in the summer. That'll be gutting, because what a signing he's been from RB Salzburg. And Kawhi is, of course, up top. On the bench, you've got Ward, Gomez, Mitchell, Chump, Batterina, Traore, Soria, Delap, and Enrique as well. First of 2, Saints away. Win this, and for at least 3 days, we're in a Champions League place. Come on, you cherries. Southampton are in a shocking run of form. They've got the second worst run of form in the division right now, whereas we've started to come into our stride a little bit. But of course, rival games in FM, I think I've seen quite a few people say they've got the same problem as me. Like, home form is really OP in this year's FM. It seems like a lot of teams really struggle away from home, and we are no exception. Our home form is always better than our away form. So, yeah, big game here. And again, only a win will put us in the top 4. 29 minutes in, and this is the first chance of the game. I can see this one being settled by a very fine margin. Gaz on the left-hand side, to be fair, normally does well here at St Mary's. As Miodrag gives him the ball, and the left-back slides through Quezada, down the flank. Can he whip one in? He can. Cool, denied. And the rebound is also denied. And Southampton scramble it away. It's something about Gaz playing at Southampton. He scored his first goal for the club here at St Mary's. He got an assist here last year as well. His third year for us, his third game at St Mary's. Can he perform spectacularly once again as Southampton survive the first attack? Aarons beats Fofana to the ball. We'll get it back. And we look for that opening goal, half an hour in. Such over the top. Kowal looking for it, headed away, but Quezada picks it up. Come on, Ralph. First start since the Spurs injury. Looking for Irisevic. Taken down. Scott picks it back up. Aarons keeps hold of it and finds Irisevic. Southampton very narrow. Very narrow indeed, I'm noticing. A small cone finds Quezada across the back stick. Sucic fluffs his line straight at the keeper. Got to get the ball down the flanks, I feel. Southampton are very, very narrow. They are playing a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow as well. So I think that's got to be a key here. I'm going to change those instructions at the break as well and ask the team to play wider. Bring them out. Bring them out. I'll say you've been unlucky so far because we are looking quite good out there, to be fair. But I'm gonna change the instructions here and ask us to play really wide. Get them out. Get Southampton out on those flanks there, and we'll focus that play down the flanks as well. We'll play at a slightly higher tempo now and be a little more direct in our play, but that'll do it for now. Got to suck Southampton out here because they're really narrow. Still 0-0. 10 minutes on the clock. Mascara wins back, and now Sucic through to Kowal. And Garang storming down the right. Dispossessed was going to win it straight back here. Dinks into the middle. There's Lucas Sucic. Surely, yes! Get in! Kowal from the right, dinking it in. Sucic pops it in on a one-on-one. 8 minutes to go. We're going top 4. I'm going to take off Kowal, bring on the Chump, go 4-3-3, but allow Radulovic to roam. So Scott and Chump will sit back, but now we'll have a front forward that are really far forward with our high line of engagement. See if we can get a second goal to wrap this up. I think we're going to be okay, though. I think we'll be all right. Had to wait long for the goal, but I'm not going to make the subs. I trust the boys to see it out, and they will. Bournemouth, with 11 games to go, are in the top 4 for at least 3 days. Massive win. Buzzing with that. Absolutely buzzing. I'm not going to sit there and say the tactical change is why we got the win, but it is a win nonetheless. So, big clean sheet, big win, and again, 11 games to go. Spurs do have that game in hand, but they're the only team just directly below us, outside of Arsenal, in 10th with a game in hand. Everyone else has played the same as us, 27. You know, we are 5 points off Man City, but I'm not even thinking about these 3 here. These 3 have been the best teams in the country since the save began. Apart from that season when Liverpool were really poor. But yeah, for the most part, they've been really good. Especially the past 2 or 3 years. So, let's just keep it calm. Let's just keep it calm. Oh yeah, and Ollie Watkins has decided he'll leave come the end of the season and join Benfica on a free. Totally fine. We bought him in just to be a squad striker to replace Josh Sargent. It's a bit of a waste of money, really. Shouldn't have even bothered in the end. But yeah, I'd always like to have 3 decent strikers, but I forgot Liam Delap is coming into his own as a squad striker. I didn't really need him in the end, but even so. Yeah, there's no one really available though right now. I mean, we've got 30 mil in the transfer budget. We've got 93 mil in the bank balance, but only 30 mil in the transfer budget. The only player I'm really looking at on the transfer is David Fratesi at Manchester City, but his wages are really high. And it will cost us 39 mil, which is more than we've got in the transfer budget anyway. So, yeah, that's the only player I'm looking at thinking, oh, I tell you what, he'd add some quality to our team. But he's 29, he'll turn 30 during this year. I'm not going to bother on that contract as well. I'm not going to bother. I could possibly sell maybe one player to raise enough to bring him in, but I'm not going to bother. I say keep the team as it is and don't panic buy on deadline day. I think Nicolas Gonzalez, who's at Juve as well, I would definitely consider. Oh yeah, and Joe Gomez, by the way, he wants to leave, so I put him on the transfer list. Totally fine. I'm not going to sell him mid-season though. He's still got a year and a half left in his deal, so he's going to stay until the end of the year. and then I'll sell him in the summer because no one's going to be £55 million for the 31-year-old. So sod it, I'll cash in the summer. But and Pugliesi's arrived as well. God, I was like, it's having to show you really in terms of transfers. There has been quite a few, to be fair. Pugliesi, totally forgot. This is for those that don't remember. This is the Argentine we signed. We loaned him back out to Racing Club in Argentina. He's now come in after his loan spell, and it looks pretty solid. We signed for $8 million? No, $5 million. $5 million, but he's in now as well. But don't expect anything on deadline day. I really can't just doing anything at all. We could loan in Fratesi. I mean, that's not a bad shout, because I've seen that they would accept a loan deal. We just pay half his wages. There's no mandatory future fee. I wouldn't meet that optional. I'm not actually against that. I mean, obviously we've got Radulovic and Scott to do that kind of deep line / advanced playmaker role. That's where I play Fratesi with a range of passing and a vision as well. But then again, winners experience, European experience. It's not a bad shout, is it, to be fair? It's not a bad shout at all. He wouldn't be FA Cup time. I think I might do that. I think I might bring him in on loan. Pay off his wages. We're not going to meet that optional future fee. I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring him on loan. Could say it's a bit pointless with the depth we've got, but ultimately, I mean, this is an absolutely class midfielder. Really, really class. And again, to have his experience coming in as a winner, 29 years old, increasing the age of our squad, which is very young. I'm going to reject that one now. Why does this happen in FM all the time, man? You finally put a bid in for a player and then everyone else does directly afterwards. He ain't coming to us. He'll go to Atletico or Liverpool. That's ridiculous. This always happens in FM. Nobody bites until you reach for the apple. Do you know what I mean? Until you reach for it, nobody wants them. And then as soon as you put the bid in, then everyone else follows. This is typical FM. He's gone to Liverpool instead on a permanent deal. What was that? £31 million. Oh well. We could do the same with Kessie, but Kessie's not a playmaker. Kessie's a DM or a ball-winning midfielder. He's not the sort of player that can pick a pass, and that's really what we were looking for there to replace Radulovic or Scott. Again, I could probably bring him on loan as well, but we're also paying a monthly fee. Fuck that. Nah, fuck that. We wouldn't have had to pay a monthly fee for Fratesi, so not worth it. Not worth it. No one else really available. I mean, there's a few players here that could do a job as a squad player, but no one else really could come in and be a regular starter in this team on deadline day. So keep the money where it is. Keep the money where it is. Right then, that's it. Deadline day comes to an end. Missed out on my target because typically, as soon as I put a bid in, everyone else decides to follow straight afterwards. It's like when you find a wonder kid, you know what I mean? And you put in a bid, and then like the second afterwards, the next advance, PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid, they all put in a bid directly afterwards. We're now, for the first time as well, top 10 in wage expenditure. First time in the say we've been top 10 in the Premier League. We used to be here, now we're top 10, so it's no real surprise that now we have to be... Oh, did Bellingham go to Man City? We've been waiting for this. Yeah, Bellingham's finally gone. That's unbelievable. Do you remember a few years ago, I was like, why has no one met that release clause? In the end, they got him for 82 million. What a deal for Manchester City. But I say this before and I'll say this again. The thing is, people forget this. Like in FM, we could have signed Bellingham at the start of the season, technically. We had the money to put that bid in. But he wouldn't come to us. Yeah, I could give Dortmund 82 mil. Maybe they'll accept it. But Bellingham wouldn't negotiate. He'd say, well, I'm going to leave Dortmund and come play for you. He's waiting for an elite team, and now he's got that move to Manchester City. That's why they ended up letting go of Fratesi. They had a replacement in Bellingham. Right, second and final game then. Brighton at home in the FA Cup 4th round. Brighton actually dropped second in the Championship now, but I could see this being a cup set, to be fair. We've never got past the quarter-final stages in the FA Cup, but a chance to reach the last 16 for this one here against Brighton in another South Coast derby. And to be fair, I really do see this being a really big game as well. Yes, we're favourites, no doubt about it, but the FA Cup has been the competition we struggled in the most alongside the Premier League. If we were to go out here, we could have a little collapse. If we extend the winning run with the fixtures we've got coming up, Okay, Man City are there, Liverpool there, but really, we could go on an amazing winning run. I think this is a big game. Psychology, it's a massive, massive game. So, heading into it, I'm not going to make much change to our lineup on the back of the win against Southampton. We're a week to go for the following fixture. A couple of changes, but the same tactical setup. So, Georgie in goal again. Back four is now Gaz, Mia-Drag, Gomez, and Aaron's midfield trio being Radalovic, Urisevic, and Scott once again. Batarina's on the left, Quezada's on the right, and Enrique will lead our line. Up top, you got on the bench. You got Ward, Mosquera, Mitchell, the chump, Traore, Sujic, Sori, Delap, and Kawhi as well. It's still a very strong team. I'm taking very few chances here. Let's get a big win and build on a great unbeaten streak. Come on, you cherries. Yeah, it's an interesting one. The FA Cup. We've just never really done well in it. You know, last year we got to the quarters and then got knocked out by Norwich. Or was that the year before? I can't remember now. But yeah, for some reason, this is a really tough competition for us. But we got a golden chance this year, you know. Premier League, you know, just going into the top four. And obviously... Oh, Araujo puts it wide. Europa League, last 16. This is it. I'd say this and the Europa League are our best chance at silverware this year. I mean, obviously, you know, Carabao Cup's gone and we're not going to win the Premier League. Of course, the FA Cup and the Europa League are our most winnable competitions. But even so, still 0-0, 43-7. For some reason, we just can't seem to do well in this competition. Is this the year we finally reached the final four of the FA Cup for the first time in the save? Radalovic, great ball over the top. There's the Batman. And he's denied. Golden chance, still 0-0. And like I said, I could see this being a cup set. If we go to a replay away at Brighton, I think we'll go out there. Could call it a blessing in disguise, you know, go out the FA Cup and then we can focus all our attention on the Europa League and trying to finish top four. Because again, that is the big aim for us this year. Can we pull off the improbable and reach the Champions League for next season? But then again, it's silverware, you know, and I want the trophies. I want the winner's medal. But we just don't seem to do well in this competition. I don't know why, but we just don't. As Brighton look for the opening goal of the game against the run of play. Ben Wilmot whips one in. Brewster dispossessed by Alex Scotland. Away we go on the break here. Raul Quezada storming forward. The young Chilean to Radalovic. And now Batarina. Great ball through. Surely Araujo this time finds the back of the net. Always in the right places. And this time he gets it right. 15 for the year. Granted, he has missed some good chances for me this year, including that penalty against Atletico in the Europa League phase. But he is still a great goal scorer. As Batarina hooks it along. I just realised that Brighton have got Uatara playing for them now. He's really fallen from grace since the start of the save, hasn't he? But even so, still 1-0. Brighton not done yet. Ryan Brewster taken down by Smallcombe. Tactical foul. And once again, Gareth Smallcombe is sent off. Who's keeping count? How many red cards has he had since we brought him in? He literally cannot keep himself from getting sent off as Araujo wraps it up, corner whipped in, and Enrique gets goal number 16. It's crazy. I don't know why. There are some players in FM where you just look at their stats and you're like, why is he so bloody aggressive? Smallcombe is that guy. I swear he's had like 5 red cards in 3 years. I guess it's one of those hidden stats, isn't it, that you can't see. Anyway, 2-0 Bournemouth, and job done. We are through to the last 16 of the FA Cup as Delap off the bench finds Araujo for the hat-trick. And it's goal 17 for the season for Enrique. I tell you, I've said it before and I'll say it again, like, what were the Bournemouth fans thinking? Oh, remember subs. What were they thinking when they graded that transfer as a C? This guy is just a pure goal scorer. And yeah, okay, we're taking on a championship side, but even so, 17 goals for the season for our backup striker. It's fantastic. When is the FA Cup 5th round draw? If it's before the Forest game, I'll do the draw and we'll end on that. But yeah, maybe this is the year, you know. Maybe this is the year. We've been waiting for it. Maybe this is the year. We finally get to the final four of the FA Cup for the first time in the save. When's the draw? Oh, it's tomorrow. Okay, let's do the draw and we'll end on that. So, draw for... Hey, Quezada's now got the tries tricks trait as well. Love to see it. Oh, just this kid, man. Seriously, so special. The excitement is real. Anyway, let's do the draw then. FA Cup, 5th round. Who's doing the draw? Who's doing the draw? It's always funny to see. Cristiano Ronaldo's doing the FA Cup last 16 draw. That's amazing. Go on, Ronnie. Go on, Ronnie. Give us a QPR at home or an Ipswich at home, please. Come on, Ronnie. Leicester away. Have Chelsea. Spurs out the hat next. They've got Everton or Stoke. No, come on, Ronnie. They've got Brentford, not Liverpool. Come on. They've got, tasty tie there. Oh, there we go, a home draw. Sheffield United or Norwich. Norwich knocked us out last year in the quarters, but that was away. This will be at home. Oh, we got a great chance to reach the quarter final there. I'll back us against the Blades or the Canaries. I'll back us against either of them. Thank you, Cristiano Ronaldo. Right, that would do it. That would do it. Big thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you had them, please do drop a like. Bournemouth are in the top 4. Bournemouth are in the last 16 of the FA Cup and the Europa League as well. In good form. It's all coming together. But that'll do it today. Big thanks for watching. Much love. And I'll see you next very soon. Well, do. I mean, you've got to do it right. FA Cup last 16. Chance to make it through to the quarters again. And then the first leg of that Europa League round, 16 tie against whoever it will be as well. Have a great day. Much love. And I'll see you for next episode very soon. Oh, dear. Come on, Bournemouth.